My name is Dr. Juliette Madan. I'm a physician scientist at Dartmouth Medical School, and my daughter is our second child. She attended a boarding school in Connecticut for her high school years and was really interested in studying neuroscience in college. So we were looking at a broad group of colleges, and ultimately she decided on small liberal arts colleges as the path that she was hoping to take. So we were interested in reaching out to a college application consulting company for our daughter because she had been receiving support through her secondary school for the application process, really beginning in sophomore or junior year. As we got to her senior year, we were looking for a little bit more outside input about her eligibility for different programs and different colleges, and some more specialized information about her fit for different programs and how she might be able to present herself in the process. We were really excited when we connected with Quad Education. We looked at several different programs, and Quad Education really, to me, stood out significantly because of the people who are leading the company. So I reached out somewhat urgently and somewhat last minute, I would say, as we were shifting gears with my daughter's application process. And when I reached out in that window of time, I was very quickly able to connect with the team at Quad Education and really talk through in detail what my daughter was looking for, what we were hoping for support, and try to piece together what was the next best step in her process. So it really was the people, and their expertise was really eye-opening and very different from what we had been thinking prior to that time. I think the most valuable part, to be honest, was really getting another look at her candidacy and really having the opportunity to say, to support her in her goals. I think she had been getting a little bit discouraged, to be honest. There's a lot of pressure on our kids during the college process, and I think that having the opportunity to speak with the Quad Education team and objectively look at her qualifications, objectively look at what might be a good fit for her, she was really encouraged to aim high. And then we received the support that she needed to make that application successful. Communication with our consultant was really smooth. After our initial conversation with the head of Quad Education, we were immediately assigned to a really fantastic counselor who contacted us that very day. And we had an opportunity to speak with him together, my daughter and the counselor and myself. And then we quickly moved to email and messaging that occurred on a pretty much daily basis. The biggest differences between working with our daughter's school college counselor compared with bringing in the Quad Education team, I would say was communication. I felt like with Quad Education support, I was able to share my goals and my understanding of who she is and what her strengths are and what she was looking for, and then really step back and allow them to take over and really make her their first priority. And that her goals were their goals. I really felt strongly that we were able to lean on Quad Education with our questions, and I felt strongly that they were behind her 100% and had very realistic and yet really outstanding goals for her as part of her team. I felt like we were able to enlist their expertise to really clarify who she is, so that she was able to really present herself in the best light and find the best fit for her college program. I think the most challenging part of the college application process is sort of letting go as a parent for me. And I think for my daughter, the most challenging process was sort of maintaining her optimism and her understanding of what her goals were. I think the process can be pretty discouraging for high school students, I think that it's very quick within their own high school program to compare themselves to one another and feel like they don't necessarily stand out. That part was really a terrific relief for me as a parent and enabled me to step out of the process and allow her to really shine. My advice now, having watched two of my children do the college application process, is that our experience with our first child, who did not work with quad education, compared with our second child, was really night and day. The process for my daughter with the support of quad education was really individualized, allowed me to step back, know that she was in excellent hands, and know that she would be more likely to have success and achieve her goals. So my advice now is I'm sharing with my friends who have younger children that it really is an excellent team to have the opportunity to work with an organization whose sole goal is to really clarify who your child is and what their goals are and how to best clarify the message about their individuality and their strengths. Really streamlines the process and allows everyone to feel less stress. So I can't say enough about our experience and how terrific it was in the process and how terrifically successful it was for my child. I think it's a really good question, thinking about the investment in enlisting the help of a college advising group. I was initially under the impression that my kids' secondary school would really provide everything that they needed to apply to college. When I applied to college a long time ago, I picked a college, I applied early decision, and I got in. And I can tell you with confidence now, having gone through the process with two of my children, it doesn't work that way anymore. And I can also share that our experience with the college counseling process for our two children so far has not been individualized in the way that we had really hoped. Our experience with working with quad education specifically, I would say, was absolutely worth the investment because it allowed my daughter to really clarify what her goals were. I think the counselor really helped us understand, well, what she really wanted. And it wasn't her parents asking or her teachers asking. It was really someone outside who really could objectively say, you have a terrific number of strengths, and this is how we can clarify that in the process. That really decreased a terrific amount of confusion and stress, both for my child and for me. And that in and of itself enabled her to really walk through the process knowing she wasn't doing it alone. And I have to say, the support we've provided to her for activities and for school, it started when she was very young. And this process really felt like one of the most important decisions we've ever made, to allow her to really clarify where she would thrive in her next step with her schooling. So to me, I think I thought it was a hard question, but it's actually pretty simple. It was a terrific investment, and I will be doing it again with our next child.